And welcome back to Field of Glory Empires. Now that I read the manual and know the game a little bit better, I'm going to attempt to do a campaign here. And let's see, let's go to scenarios. And I'm going to tweak it up just one little bit, just to experience. I think that'll be a little more challenging, possibly. And let's see who I'm going to play. And this date here, 310 BC, has a lot of significance here. Because, let's take a look at the political situation first. All right, it's 310 BC, 13 years after the death of Alexander the Great. And something terrible has happened. For the last 13 years, all the successor generals known as the Diadochi have been fighting a war to unite the empire of Alexander the Great. And it stands in 310 BC. You had Seleucus that commanded the eastern part, Babylon and Persia, all the way to the Indian border. And Bactria at this time was actually part of the Seleucid Empire, but here it's listed as a client state, but it's not independent at all. But eventually it will become later. But this is the massive Seleucid Empire, and now probably the most powerful antagonists at the time were the Antigonids. They owned Asia Minor, all the way down to Levant. And it was the famous Antigonus, the One-Eyed, famous general. And for years, he's been trying to unite the empire. So at this point, the Antigonids are the most powerful. And the son of Antigonus was known as Demetrius Poliorcetes, known as the Besieger Cities. He becomes famous for winning a big naval battle against Ptolemy off of Cyprus. And then later on, the Siege of Rhodes. And if any of you remember, the Colossus of Rhodes that was built from siege equipment left back by Demetrius. And that's how the Colossus was built. Amazing story. I mean, I wish they would make a movie about Demetrius and because he was a character. There was even a point where he went into Corinth. There was this famous hetera, which was hetera were basically female companions, or very high-profile prostitutes, but for the wealthy, different term. And there was a famous one in Corinth, and Demetrius, who was in charge of Athens, snuck in by himself near Corinth, where he somehow got word to this hetera that he wanted to meet her, and she agreed to it. And of course, they spend the night together outside the city, and just in the morning, the Corinthian guards were coming to arrest him because they were enemies of him at that time, and he barely escaped with his underwear. It's a heck of a story. So I wish they would make a movie just about Demetrius. But a lot of these characters, famous characters, existed after Alexander the Great. And the one that's going to come by in the future, but he's still a child right now in 310 BC, is the famous Pyrrhus of Epirus. And this was another flamboyant character. But because I'm such a big fan of Pyrrhus of Epirus, I'm going to decide to play Epirus. And the king right now is relative, but I feel this way. Since Alexander the Great died, the year 310 BC is very significant because Alexander's wife Roxana and his 13-year-old son Alexander were just murdered by Cassander right here, the ruler Cassander, and completely destroyed the dynasty. And Achaetus was the king of Epirus, and Pyrrhus was a second cousin to Alexander the Great by Alexander's mother Olympias. And she was murdered, so it's natural now that the Epirotes, which I'm going to play, is I'm going to avenge that, and I'm going to attempt to unite all the Greeks once again under the leadership of Epirus. So there's major wars going on with the Diadochi and the small Greek states. Here we have Athens, Sparta, the typical, and you have Macedonia under Cassander. And the death of Alexander Olympia's, Epirote princess must be avenged. So I'm going to take over as Epirus, and hopefully I'll be uniting the Greeks. Now at this point here, I have to tell, there's very significant modifiers here that's important if you decide today. Difficulty 5, I don't know if that means that's very difficult or the easiest. I guess 1 is the easiest interest. I don't really know what that means, but let's take a look at some modifiers here. This is very important. Okay, Hellenistic tradition. They do have a culture and commerce bonus, but there's always a manpower penalty. May get 9 extra buildings here. So manpower, it gives you some perks and bonuses here, but manpower is going to be a problem. And now this one here is key to this campaign. If you have a Greek nation that has Hellenes Soter, let's read this. The rulers of this nation consider they are the savior of all Hellenes, wherever they are. A conquered region with a majority of Hellenes won't have a temporary production penalty nor any decadence from conquest contrary to the usual. On the contrary, they are often harsh to foreign populations and will gain more decadence from conquest from that. So you skip pacification, but more decadence from conquest. Okay, so basically if you conquer any region that is Greek, majority of the population is Greek, you don't suffer any penalties. But if you conquer other regions that are with foreigners, it's going to be a big deal. So the solution is stay away from foreigners and only conquer Greeks. And after all, my goal is to bring all the Hellenes under my control. So that's that. Okay, another one is Elephantide. Okay, the connections of the rulers of this nation from political and dynastic lines make it possible to gain new elephant units for free, provided that one is owned. The receiving region should also have a Elephantide castrum and an unblockaded harbor. So you do get 1 free elephant unit. And monarchy, so this is good. So the Hellenes Soter is going to be key to expanding as Epirus. And while all these Diadochi are fighting each other, a new power is growing on the Italian peninsula. But I'm going to be taking over as Epirus. And let's get with the game here. They have a little money, so population is going to be the problem here. And I own these regions here. Epidamnia, Epirus. Okay, first Stratos. And I have skirmishers. Okay, this is 1 army. That's all I got. In the giant Macedonian army. Hopefully they're not just going to come in and invade, but so basically what I'm going to do is let's take a look at the ledger here. Let's look at the king. I have an expansionist, Xerxes, very good military. And okay, this ruler desires to expand greatly the nation to the point that he might be reckless and ill-prepared for these decadence from conquest reduced by 50%. Well, that's good. Manpower bonus of 20%. I like this. Like a little nation like this, I'm going to need all the help I get. Increases of 35% experience needed to level up. Okay, I'm satisfied with the ruler here, so this is excellent. Do I have a general here? Eusebes for Stratos. And this is the following situation. Okay, Epirus is very small here. I just hope not everybody declares war against me, but it's going to have to be expansion into Greece, because using the Hellenes Soter, let's take a look at the ethnic. Okay, provinces, trade goods, legacy, world wonders, ethnicities. All right, all this here in green, whatever this color is, these are all Greek, ethnically Greek right now. So if I conquer any of these regions here, I don't have the penalties. So basically, I should concentrate my conquest on ethnically Greeks. Look at this. I can go all the way into Asia Minor. And if the Diadochi do a good job, they can ethnically convert the area. So technically, basically Alexander's empire, but Egypt. But I got this region here that is ethnically Greek, as well as a lot of Sicily. So if I can expand in all those areas there, I'm not going to have any conquest penalties, which is great. And this is what I'm going to do. So let's get back to ownership overlay and the start here. Let's take a look at the ledger. And I have these 3 regions here, and I'm going to start building something. Let's take a look here. All right, here I don't have anything here. Let's see what's available. Culture 0. Oh, I got a monument. I don't want to build anything that's decadent. That's no good either. Maybe an orchard. Okay, I do have a fishery and a harbor. That's good for money, but I don't want a slave market. Smokehouse, food and health. That's good. I'm going to need infrastructure. But I think right now food is more important, so I'm going to build an orchard. And I'm going to move... Okay, 5 food. I'll move 1 up here to food. 2 to infrastructure. And we'll leave 1 at culture. I got a population growth in 9 turns, so maybe I'll put that. Maybe if I capture someone in battle, I can add another slave here. So I like to spread them out and even the population out to get a little bit of everything. Because, I mean, and it's critical in a province. So, I mean, you can do it different ways, but I've played around with it. And the key is to have a province. Now, if you have a region, you can just concentrate something on one region and minimalize on others. But until it becomes a province, then you can kind of just like mix everything a little bit. And it's going to produce a tremendous amount. That's from my experience. But people can do whatever they want and however they do it. So... that's in Corcyra, and let's go to Epidamnia, and let's see what there is to build there. Slave market again. I don't want slave markets. That's a terrible selection, but okay. We got an oil mill. Does produces 5 food, so. We'll get that going, and once again, let's see what I can build. Well, let's do a clean water. It only takes 1 turn, but it does subtract infrastructure. But public works, Okay, let's do that. Public Works, and then we can do the clean water later. Once again, I'm going to move. See, I can always adjust it, depending on what emergency I have. Let's move this, but let's put the 2 slaves up here for food. Okay, got 5 food. That's good. I like to put 1 in culture just to keep me from declining. And 26 money. Okay, I did that, so that should work. Okay, I got Public Works, and now Epirus itself. I have the palace, and hopefully I get some better building. Okay, good. Anchorage is very good. Because that's good for money. So let's start that. And once again, I'm going to reshuffle the population here. Put 1 here and put all the slaves up here for food. Let's balance out the infrastructure a bit. So I got 5 infrastructure, I got culture, I got money, and I'm building something here. So I'm pretty satisfied with this here. Let's look at the region's population, at the loyalty. This is good. Decadence accumulated. Decadence rate, that's very important to look at. You want it either to be balanced or to be minus, going down. Yeah, you don't want to have a decadence going up, and you can change that with buildings. So this is very critical. Loyalty, I'm fine on that. And now this is all done. So what do I do as Epirus on turn 1? I'm going to take a gamble here, because let's take a look at the diplomacy here. Okay, Macedonia is at war with Ptolemais of Egypt, but Lysimachus is not at war with anybody. Antigonus is at war with Ptolemais and Seleucus. So Macedonia is really not at war with anybody, but I hope Macedonia does not want to do anything with me. And I'm going to take a little gamble here, but I have 1 phalanx. I have 3 heavy infantry, an elephant, and 3 skirmishers. The first thing I'm going to do is like I said, I'm going to take a gamble, and I'm going to invade the island of Kefalonia. Because I have good movement speed, I have all the advantages, very good military, so I may as well quickly grab Kefalonia. It is Greek, and then just go back. So that's about it. And I'm basically, if I have to, I'm not going to show the Field of Glory 2 battles, because that is my cheat here. Is I can use the Field of Glory 2 here to win battles. I don't think I would be able to progress with this system here, but with Field of Glory 2, I think I can do very well and have a lot of success. And I'm not going to be showing them. I'm just going to go right to the result, because this is really a campaign game. Now, in case there's a real memorable battle that I have along the way, I'll just put it in a different video, just to show it. But for battle strategies on Field of Glory 2 and the tactics that I use, I have plenty of videos. So you get an idea to have my troop composition. You can kind of get an idea of what I do. So let's go to the next turn. Like I said, I hope Macedonia doesn't decide to declare war, but first I have 8 units, Hellenic independence, I have 9. I'm going to take a little gamble here and just do the battle. Oh no. Oh yes. Kill him! All right, battle ended in a draw. That was not good. Oh, this is horrible. And I lost two skirmishes in this battle, and that's one of the reasons I did this, because I don't like these foot skirmishers in this game. So I captured Kefalonia, and that adds another province to Epirus, and nobody declared war against me, so I did go up by 12 points. Oh no, Aetolia declares war. No. See, that's what I was afraid of. Well, and the Athenians want to go to war too. Lovely. So now, so immediately I got these jerks that got to declare war against me. The might of, oh, on its way to progress. And let's see, yeah, I did. I'm doing pretty well here. Except I got everybody and their cousin that wanted to go to war with me. Okay. But I don't think they'll be able to march that quickly. So I'm going to start going back to Epirus. So I took a terrible gamble here. I hope my army doesn't go. Okay, I don't like these foot skirmishers here at all. They're great in these type of battles here in this system here. They do okay, but they get killed. I do like cavalry skirmishers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these guys out. I'm going to split this guy. And I'm going to disband them. And the main body is heading back to Epirus. I hope I don't get destroyed by a ship here. That would kill my game. We're so fast. Aetolia declared war. That's not good. But in the meantime, over here, I'm going to raise heavy infantry and couple regular infantry, but hopefully the main army will get back and rest, and then we can take care of Aetolia. But I hope nothing else happens. So this could be over quickly. Like I said, this was a gamble, but hopefully it's going to pay off. And let's go to the ledger here. And the major ones I use is this one here and Kefalonia. Okay, this is a little bit early. I'm not going to worry about slaves too much, so I'm going to disband this. So I have decadence. At the right time, I'll put a slave market in the right place. What do we build? Got enough food. Herbalist. Boy. Oration Tribune. Let's do public works. That's always good to build up the infrastructure, because once you have, the more infrastructure you have, the quicker you can build buildings. But once again, 2 slaves up here, 2 for the infrastructure, 1 for culture. I think that's good. The rest are still building. And yeah, I'm going to be losing money, but I need this here. Let's get the units back here, get some rest. And this is mountains, so it's going to be very difficult for these guys to invade, but I'm going to crush them. I mean, this is, if I'm going to expand, I'm going to start expanding into the Greek world. Let's look at objectives here. Okay, Epidamnia and Epirus. So my objectives right now are still just home, so let's get the heck back home, hopefully. They don't even have an army here to be declaring war against me. Okay, I dropped 11, so... Okay, I'm in minus. Okay, let's continue here. And once again, metal minus 6. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to, let's take a look here what the problem is. Minus 2 gold, minus 10 population, metal minus 6. I don't like that. But what resources does Aetolia have? Maybe I can take advantage of something here. Let's take a look at the trade details. The trade goods, coal and fish. All right, so I'm going to have to, but if I capture these resources here, it'll be better. Look at Macedonia, they have a gold mine. Now this is, Apulia Tarentum has become an objective. Like, really? Yes, it's Greek, it would help me, but I'm going to come into conflict in Rome and I would have to keep an army there, which I don't, so this is not a good idea. I have to expand into Greece to build a power base. I can't just go an objective and chase here. That's the problem. If you're a nation and the AI gives you objectives that are not realistic, don't worry about chasing those objectives, because you can build, like in the case here with the Hellenes Soter, it is better to conquer in Greece, Hellenic populations inside of Greece, to build yourself an empire. And there's no objectives here, so what? But you're going to be able to build legacy through and culture without the objective. And then when you get stronger or something, when I'm ready to challenge the Romans, then I'll go after the objectives. But unfortunately, this is one flaw with this system here, is sometimes it gives you really unrealistic objectives. Even when playing Epirus in Rome 2 Total War, what do? You invade Greece and you conquer Greece before you go to Italy. So this is really an unrealistic objective at this point of the game. All right, let's go back to the ledger here. And I'm still building everything, so there's not much I can do. So all I can do is just get back here to Epirus. The only thing is, okay, regular infantry. Can I afford one? If I could just have one regular infantry, C2 will be minus 10, so let me just have one. I think I can afford one where I don't go in a negative, but even at metal at minus 1, I can put up that I do want to have one medium infantry for siege purposes. May not be the greatest in battle, but I got 3 light horses. And okay, let's get back to shore here before any kind of invasion happens. And I notice I got raided probably by the Illyrians. Where are they going? The Aetolians declared war against me, but where in the world are they going? So I got up by 1 here. My legacy is growing a bit. Okay, 30 and 58. So, okay, metal 4. So I think I'm okay. One heavy infantry. Okay, I'm going to merge that with the first Stratos. And I got a good infantry, and I need some cavalry. I need 1 mercenary cavalry. 2 is not going to do it, but 1 will do it. So I'm going to get 1 mercenary cavalry for the next turn, and then I'm going to prepare to attack Aetolia. I don't know. I'm just going to have to see what's happening here. Let's look at the ledger. Anything built yet? Nope. Always have to check this here. But of course I got raided here. Etna has been declared a new objective. Okay, now we're going to Tarentum, and Etna is over here in Sicily. Like, this is totally fictitious, and I got Aetolia at Warby. I got a Macedonian army. Probably can't wait to attack me. But this is where Field of Glory 2 comes in handy. Look at this cavalry. Oh my gosh. They have light cavalry. I think they're building up to crush me. Boy. This is definitely, if I get attacked, I'm going to have to use a lurker strategy against this kind of an army. I'm Field of Glory 2. Oh, please. Macedonia, do you want to cooperate with me? Let's do a little diplomacy here. Let's see if we can get some allies. Sparta. Okay, Athens. No chance of peace. Aetolia, no chance of peace. Macedonia is at war only with the Ptolemies, so they don't need an army here. Lysimachus is still at war. Boy, I'm just going to be sitting here. Let's see if Lysimachus wants cooperation. No, nobody wants to deal with me at all. Everybody hates me. Just somebody, will somebody want to cooperate with me? Sparta. Let's try something here. Antigonus. Maybe he'll cooperate with me. Ptolemaeus. No. But you're sending me elephants. Athens doesn't want to talk. Macedonia. Can we be buddies? Can we just trade for a while? I know I'm going to take you down. My goal is to take Cassandra down, but do you want to cooperate with me? Yeah, I know these guys. Well, let's just see. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. Dardani, do you want to cooperate? I mean, it doesn't hurt. We may get some trade. These are a bunch of savages up here raiding me. Ugh. Aetolia. No peace. Well, I'm just going to march. I mean, it's not going to hurt me to add some provinces, so. I don't know where they're going. Who's Aetolia at war with? Oh, they're at war with Sparta. Well, while they're attacking the Spartans, I'm going to take Aetolia, unless Macedonia plans on coming in. So, all right, let's continue on here. My Epirus adventure. Please don't declare war. What's this here? All right, next turn. Where are they? Okay, I'm stable right now. Illyria declares war. That's great. All right. And let's see my army here. You know what? I'm going to go. I don't have time to fiddle around here. If these guys want to declare war, I'm going to take Aetolia. And, okay, how do I handle Illyria? See, Illyria is a pirate nation, and they have ships. I don't think they're going to march armies into me, but let's first look at the... Okay, I got 4 open slots. Epirus. Okay, what do I build for Epirus? Infrastructure. Let's build some public works. That's also really, really important. I got enough food, and I don't think I should fool around here before they can build walls. Let's take them down. I mean, Macedonia wants a fight, but I really like to build some walls. And what else do I need to build? All right, let's build a couple. All right, I'm gambling on winning against Aetolia. So I'm going to build 3 warships. This is going to drain my manpower resources to 0, but it's not affecting metal. I'm going to need those to fight Illyria and any blockades against me. But in the meantime, my weak army is going to move into Aetolia since they want to fight. I've done all this here, and let's take a look at the anchorage has been completed in Epirus. That's good. That enables me to build the warships. Let's take a look here again. Okay, I can't build any warships, but I can build light warships. Since it's a province, I can do that anywhere. So I'm going to build 3 of them. I mean, I'm going to have to fight the Illyrians, and maybe, naval victory will get them to the peace table. And I just don't like the fact that the Macedonians are just waiting for me here. This is scary. But I'm going to ask the Spartans once again for an alliance. Would you please? Oh no, I'm still questioning them. So, from Athena, you threaten everyone, Xerxes. You cannot be surprised that Illyria has attacked you. I threaten everybody? I haven't threatened anybody. I just took a little island that was owned by pirates. Like I'm threatening people? Help me. I'm a hippie. I believe in peace and love. All right, and I just hope not. I don't just get ganged up by everybody here, but I'm going to try to fight the best as I can. So let's go next turn. That's it. I always use the ledger here. This tells me, and then population tells me the decadence rate, and there's not that much decadence. So regions overview, and then once again you got to look at this here. 31-7. I'm doing great. But I'm winning. I got 3 wars and I'm winning. How? I'm at war with Illyria. I'm at war with Athens. And I'm at war with Aetolia. And the Macedonians are waiting for me with an army of 99. But unfortunately, hopefully I'll be able to capture some cash from Aetolia. So let's go to the next turn. And I'm invading. Aetolia. Combat power 52-31. I cannot afford to lose any units. I mean, these may be pathetic. Okay, my general Eusebius, 52-31. I'm not going to risk it. Even losing 1 unit can cost me. Or getting units damaged can cost me just in case Macedonia comes. I want to keep this army as intact as possible and as less damaged as possible. So I'm going to do this on the Field of Glory 2 battlefield. And that is the battle result here. Pretty much, let's see. Yeah, they had 2 palace guards. I didn't lose anything here, completely intact. So I believe I've taken the city. And now you see that I have the cash. So I got some little more cash, and I got some metal too. So, and I did go up 9. So I think I'm doing all right. Macedonia. Okay, good, good. Easing their trade and cooperating in all aspects. Very good. And I noticed that the Macedonian army went the other direction. So I am trading with them. Our nation is on its way to progress. 55 to 11. And 35% chance to receive a progress token. So I'm doing pretty well there. And I'm going to go into Aetolia next. So I don't think the Macedonians are going to declare war. I think they got other things to do. And I'm just going to go into Greece and crush. I'll take out Athens if I have to, go into Aetolia, Achaia, Athens. And maybe become friendly with Sparta. But, so I got all of Aetolia. Now let's take a look at the ledger here. Okay, they were building a smokehouse. So whatever they were building, I could actually inherit that. And I'm just being rated up here. So let's take a look at the population. Okay, I got an abandoned palace, which is giving me some decadence, but eventually this will be disassembled. Oh, they got regional roads. They got some nice infrastructure here. And that's part of Epirus. So yeah, I think this is good. This is fine, and I got a smokehouse growing, so yeah, that should be good. I got all the buildings here, and won the first victory against the Aetolian League. My fleet should have an admiral. Alright, let's save Amisus for another army. Let's put this guy as admiral here, just in case the Illyrians start popping up. Maybe I can... Let's see if I added another cavalry. Oh no, that would kill me. Okay, how about another regular infantry? -1 metal, but that would be good against sieges, but I'm going to move into Aetolia, so that should be good. -3 in gold. Well, if I capture Aetolia, that should give me enough money, so I'm going to make another one. Alright, no, that's not it. There's nothing in Aetolia, so let's not build yet here. Let's just leave that alone. Let's build when we have to. So all my buildings is right, so there's no reason why I can't just continue on into Aetolia and finish them off. But let's see if I can build another ship. Let's take a look at shipbuilding. That's a little better. I do want to have a decent navy of light warships against the Illyrians. And the reason Macedonia couldn't go is because last turn, if you remember, there's a bunch of harsh weather, which makes mountains impassable. But it makes the mountain land impassable. So I think Macedonia is going to do other things, and I'm cooperating. Okay. That should be good. And let's see what Aetolia has to do. Five units. I'm just curious what kind of units there are. Let's view the battle. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Damn it. Palace guards. should be a victory, and I got Aetolia. That should be the end of them. Palace Guard. I think Sparta is fighting the Aetolians, but I think that's the end of them. Plus 10, stable monarchy, and my money is up, so yes, I was able. So I can actually even possibly build another infantry unit, but at least I have a fleet. My manpower is going up. I am building a little, one slave, so I'm going to have to redo the Athenian fleet. They have warships. That is a thing I have to worry about. Well, I guess I'm going to have to take Athens too. And let's see what I can do with Sparta. Will Sparta... Let's put a cooperation request with Sparta. Athens. Peace, 41%. So I may get peace with Athens. And I can just concentrate on defeating Illyria, although I do not want to occupy any other lands. But with the Aetolia conquered, let's take a look here. I'm under total blockade by the Athenians. The population distribution. There's a lot of culture here, so... Training ground. Upkeep 1. I don't know, do I need all this? Okay, just gives good equipment here. I may not need a training ground here if it costs me too much, because I already have one, so I can't build anything. So I have conquered the first nation here. I'm still alive. Luckily, Macedonia didn't invade, so I'm building the Epirot kingdom. And so far, so good. And until next time, thank you for watching.